But first, we're going to hit some of our favorite season-long player props. This is one of my favorite shows we do of the summer, Jay, because we get to look ahead, and there's so much risk here because of injury that's baked into the odds, but it is fun to kind of project maybe who's going to take a jump, who's set too low. And I know you want to start with a household name.
Yeah, I do. Christian McCaffrey, who is an injury risk, naturally, but this line prices in. I think a lot of people are pricing in that he's definitely going to get injured. Like, it's not a 100% chance.
This line says that,
yeah,
because he's too good for this.
He's set at 950.5 rushing yards, okay? So his last fully healthy season in San Francisco, 2 years ago in 2023, he averaged 91 rushing yards per game. He had 1459 for the season. He played 16 games. Now, he left 2 of those games halfway through, hurt as well. So he basically played 15 games. But let's call it 16. So he averaged 91 rushing yards per game. Let's say that drops way off. Let's say he averages 75 rushing yards per game this year. Then he needs to play 13 games. He can go on IR for a month and still go over this line. So I just think that when you price out the injury risk, yes, it's elevated for McCaffrey because he does have an injury history, and he is 29 years old, which is, fairly old for a workhorse running back in this NFL. But at the same time, I think that there's just way too much prices in the injuries from McCaffrey, and I think he can miss time and still go over 950.5.
Last year, 18 running backs went over this number. 18.
Yeah.
And actually, it would be 19. Alvin Kamara missed it by a yard.
Yeah.
1 yard.
Yeah, so I just I don't understand this line. I get that obviously a huge amount of his value is with the receiving game, but just on rushing alone, I expect that Christian McCaffrey, unless he suffers a severe outlier injury, which is an underdog to happen, he will hit 1K rushing.
I'm going to stick with the running back theme of positivity here and go over for Bucky Irving, who's at 1,000.5 yards. Bucky Irving, obviously, last year in his rookie season, where he really had to steal this backfield slowly over time, Jay. He had over 1,100 rushing yards on just 207 attempts. So the fact that this is set at 1,000 is another one where they're kind of just baking in injury. I understand Tristan Wirfs going to be out a little bit. I still think the Bucs will be able to run the ball because they're such a threat to throw that it actually does the inverse and opens up their run game. Bucky should easily get over 1,000 yards. I thought this was set a little bit low, and they know that now, unlike last year, this is his backfield.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of discontentment with Rachaad White, or at least a lack of enthusiasm about Rachaad White.
Who's now, I think, banged up already, too.
Indeed. So when he took over, he was a monster. One of the most efficient running backs in the NFL. Yes, Tristan Wirfs, that absence is going to hurt. At the same time, they get to play the Falcons in week 1, who don't have any big people on the interior of that defensive line, basically. So I think Bucky should be fine there. Schedule gets a bit harder after that without Wirfs, but still, I think that this offense is going to be so dynamic. It's not like Wirfs is the entirety of the offensive line. It's a very good unit overall, and I think that Bucky Irving, again, when you talk about injury risk, what creates injury risk in the NFL? It's like previous injury history and age. And with Bucky Irving, I think that he will be. He is a fairly low health risk, and he should go over 1,000.5 rushing yards.
All right, for the first time today, we could welcome in Matthew from the love-hate bunker. And he can chime in on one of these or bring one of his own. Hello, Matthew. There's that glow.
Hey, what's up? Yeah, I don't know what happened. We have some audio issues or something. Yeah, I'm writing love-hate all day. Tomorrow will be love-hate day. And I like both these bets. I agree with you, Jay. Basically, betting against Christian McCaffrey is just we don't think he's going to stay healthy. And it's weird, generally speaking, I feel like when McCaffrey's missed time, he's missed significant time, but he's not a guy that he misses a game here, game here. It's either the entire season or he plays the entire season. I've been very upfront. I am in on Christian McCaffrey this year. So I'm with you on that. And then as for Bucky Irving, this is somebody who beat this number last year in a part-time role. He really wasn't dominant until the final 6 healthy games where he took over that backfield. But you sit here and you go well, last year he was basically behind Rachaad White for the first half of the year, missed a game or two, and then still managed to beat this number. So, average over 104 rushing yards his final 6 games. He's dominating the snaps in the preseason. Rachaad White is already hurt. I have from a very good source, they believe in Tampa Bay in a massive way that Bucky Irving is a true, legitimate RB1 in this league. And as exciting as how we think this offense is, Jay, you've referred to it more times than once, that it's one of the best offenses in the NFL. And why that matters specifically for this bet or for Bucky Irving's success is that sustained drives mean they stay on the field longer. They have the ball longer. There's more opportunities for Bucky Irving to carry the ball. Like even if he's a great running back, but if it's not a good offense overall, they're punting a lot on third downs. They're not holding the ball. They're getting down, so they're abandoning the run. But again, we think that the Buccaneers are going to be, close or winning most of the games this year. So I really like the bet, Connor.
Yeah, I think the key, you mentioned this, Matthew, is, he only had 207 rushing attempts last year. 144 went to Rachaad White. Yeah. The Bucs, it's not the best for the Bucs if another 144 carries go to Rachaad White. And we've talked about Sean Tucker on this show, who made the most, ironically, of his 50 carries. He went over 300 yards in just 50 carries. I think he would eat into that, but it just feels like it's workhorse Bucky time down in Tampa.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and Rotoworld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto-World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.